4 ways to win more gunfights: aim, movement, anticipation, and the TTK of your gun. So today, we're going to be talking about those 4 things while spectating some solos and really paying attention to how those allow players to win gunfights or why they lose gunfights because of those things. Now, let's quickly go over them. Aim, you've got to hit high damage areas. Chest shots, neck shots, headshots, that's going to give you the fastest TTK possible. Right there, mixes in some high damage areas, allows him to win that gunfight. Movement is all about taking less damage, and movement doesn't have to be complex. I know a lot of you want that Joe Woe type movement, but it's not always necessary. Slide canceling, strafing, a little bit of jumping while shooting, and jump peeking corners is really all that you need to master in order to start using your movement effectively. As I always say, really good movement is just basic movements in advanced combinations. You know, bunny hop is just a jump peek with an extra jump in it, and all that's based around timing. Right here, we've got information, so as he's pushing in, he needs to be anticipating 2 enemies in here. He's able to get that kill, immediately peeks around this corner, but didn't really use his movement there well. He slow peeked that. Let's see if he anticipates. Notice the lack of anticipation, so he completely missed the corner that he was in. He didn't anticipate that enemy right there. He is able to hit shots, but at that point, it's just too little too late. One of the biggest, and by the way, this is Rebirth Supreme, so we do have 400 health. Gonna make it a little bit harder, increase that skill gap just a little bit compared to normal Rebirth. You know, when we talk about anticipation, the most important thing is getting that first shot. Because of the TTK, you know, when you get that first shot, you probably come pretty close to breaking them, giving you almost a 150 health advantage, or maybe somewhere in that 100 to 150 range if you hit a high damage area with that first few shots. Right here, anticipate around the corner. He just kind of waits. Good job using movement. He was bouncing, he was crouching up and down, making him a harder target to hit. He was also strafing left. That strafe left increases your aim assist. He's got 1 down below, so you got to anticipate right here. That guy slides through just a little bit too late. You see that first shot. So that guy that he killed has really good movement. He slid around that corner. He was in a really good position, but at the end of the day, he just didn't get that first shot. Real quick, by the way, if you are looking to get better Warzone, whether that's Rebirth, Fortune's Keep, of course, Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, make sure you are subscribed down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Now, the last thing is going to be the TTK of your gun. I'm going to keep this very simple. Blixen is going to beat an LC-10. That's what it comes down to. It's just the truth. When all things are equal in terms of anticipation, you know, your aim, your movement, you guys are both using it, Blixen is going to be an LC-10. So yeah, TTK does matter. Now let's go ahead and kind of settle in right here. Let's start to really pay attention to those 4 things. He's going to hit communication tower. Now when we talk about anticipation, such a big dynamic of it is going to be good shots right there with the Marco. Yeah, good shots right there. Marco range is actually pretty good, especially this build right here. And it's very easy to use. I like the Marco a lot, definitely in the SMG meta. You know, we talk about anticipation. A lot of it is going to be the fact that you've got to understand where people are, whether that's through seeing them, through, you know, using your mini map, using audio cues. You got to anticipate. So he's going to go ahead and push. He's got one to his right. But notice he gets caught and he popped the Rage Serum. Guys, Rage Serum is the worst thing that you can do for a 50-50 situation. Reason being is you're literally telling everybody where you are. Like, do not pop Rage Serums. He's stuck between 2 people right here. Let's see if he challenges. And notice he's just using his movement. You know, that movement makes you a harder target to hit by constantly slide canceling. But if you look at that movement, right, that was a little bit flashy. It was a little bit more than a lot of you probably do. But at the end of the day, he's just slide canceling back and forth until he can get to a position where he can once again engage that fight and challenge. Now, what does he have here? 4,800. He's going to go hit the red crate. In this game mode, by the way, I'd be really tempted to go with Specialist. Especially when I'm playing by myself, I've been going Specialist a lot and then rotating over to loadout, or, you know, if I get a personal supply crate, whatever it may be, just because it's a huge advantage. He's gonna go, I don't think he bought anything right there. And notice we just, yep, no information. So now let's see if this guy pushes. He's gonna pop it again. He's going to pop another one. I mean, yep, and he's dead right there because he doesn't have information. So let's go to TikTok right here, see what TikTok is up to. RNQZ, let's see how he implements those 4 things. And when we talk about aim and movement, very prescriptive. I'll leave that video, my warm-up video, down in the comments below that you can do. And then when we talk about TTK of your gun, you've just got to be aware of what the current metas are. I have a top 5 meta loadout video that I'll leave for you. And anticipation is all about just thinking about where people are going to be. Here's one above. Good job using his movement. Notice he strafed just a little bit. That strafing increases his aim assist. He's able to not only hit shots, but he did mix in a lot of high damage areas. You know, you can basically, if somebody's shooting your toes and you're hitting high damage areas, those headshots, those neck shots, you're going to win that gunfight. And he gets shot by 2 guys, maybe? Yeah, I think he got shot by 2 guys right there. That's unfortunate. I think he got shot by the one down below and the one up top right there. And he gets, you know, that's a tough situation in solos. But once again, we're not acting on information. He doesn't know he doesn't know that 2 of them are there, or else he plays that a little bit different. Notice where he hit right there. He got the first shot, and he actually had a health advantage because this guy was the guy flying back in. This is the guy we just watched. But because he hit, you know, toe shots and leg shots, he loses that 50-50. And when we talk about hitting toe shots, same thing. Same exact situation, just reverse right there. They're just kind of trading back and forth. Same thing right there. That TikTok guy, the ghost skin, hit low damage areas, and that's where a lot of you are losing gunfights. You're losing gunfights. He's flying back in. They're going to do it one more time. Who's going to win round 3? The other guy's going to win round 3. Notice that because the other enemy, TikTok strafes right there, right, strafing left and right, makes you a harder target to hit. If you are not strafing, you are making a huge mistake, and strafing is the easiest. He's back. They are just going to keep fighting each other. Wait, that's a different enemy, I think. What is going on? How many times are these guys just going to keep fighting each other? Maybe they're different enemies, but if you're not strafing back and forth, guys, it's the most basic movement. It doesn't require anything but your left and right stick. He's back again. Let's see what happens. He's going to go ahead and pop the stim here. He gets shot in the back. This is wild. I've never seen anything. They just literally keep full sending each other, and nobody can wipe the other. Strafing requires your left stick and your right stick. Other stuff, you know, slide canceling requires pat. Is somebody gonna win a gunfight twice in a row? Or are we just not gonna win any gunfights here? Like, we're just gonna... I mean, it's good because we're seeing why they're losing gunfights. They're losing gunfights because they're not hitting shots, and they're not really using movement that well, or maybe the person we're watching isn't using movement while the other person that kills them is. Strafing requires your left stick and your right stick, moving your left stick back and forth. And I want to give you this tip that I keep saying. Think of it like a clock, right? So you've got 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, right? And it's basically a horizontal line across. The more you strafe below that, the better off you're going to be. So, you know, strafing forward and left helps you. Strafing forward and right helps you. Strafing backwards actually gives you more aim assist from what I've heard. I haven't actually gone in and 100% confirmed it, but I've heard that strafing backwards helps you more. So keep it below that 3 and 9 o'clock. And it's going to take a little bit getting used to, but it's going to help your aim. It's going to help you with that horizontal accuracy. And the other thing I'll say when it comes to vertical is a lot of you have good vertical recoil control. You're basically holding in a spot where it's really steady. You're consistently hitting the guy's hip. You just need to get that a little bit higher, and then you're going to be in a really good spot hitting those high damage areas. He's got 10 kills right here. He's got 10 kills. He should go grab big game bounty for information purposes and cash flow. You're not going to give up the markup for the MAC-10, right? You shouldn't. Do you hear somebody? Do you hear somebody? And aim, one of the biggest things when it comes to anticipation is going to be slide canceling around corners. Slide canceling around corners really allows you to get those crosshairs out. And think of it as timing your slide cancel. That's all I do when I slide cancel around corners. This guy's just chilling here. No information. He doesn't know where to push. Yeah, I don't know why you'd run a Marco and a MAC-10. No, yeah, take the sniper back. You've got $6,800, so go push somebody right here. They're literally all... This guy, I have no idea what's going on. But the more you push, the better off you're going to be. And when we talk about pushing enemies, right? What happens if you get shot first? In a situation where you get shot first, you can reposition. That's where we talk about slide cancel, using movement to get away. And once you get to a point where you're away and you're replated, then you can start to re-engage and work and use your anticipation to then go be able to get that first shot. Going back to slide canceling, by the way, we talk about slide canceling. I just time my slide cancels around a corner. So when I am approaching that corner, I slide cancel so that my crosshairs are out. And then if the guy is not there, then I'm easily in a position where I can tack sprint again and keep moving. You got people over this way. Yep, they're somewhere around here. So is he gonna push? Yep, you hear him right down. He's right down below. He's pushing up the stairs from showers. So go challenge that, right? Instead of waiting to get pushed and just kind of sitting here, go push that information that you have. You've got one above over to your right on top prison.
But don't get comfortable.
You also have one over to your left. So now, yeah, I mean, you could just wait here, but then that's where you get killed by movement. How many times have you been killed by a guy with really good movement because he gets that first shot, or maybe you even get that first shot, but because of his movement, you're not able to track him, and because you're stationary, it's very hard to track him and you end up going down. That's where movement does become an advantage, but once again, it doesn't have to be flashy. Slide canceling around corners, maybe a little bit of a jump strafe, right? So one of my favorite things to do is when you cancel that slide around a corner and you see somebody and you start to engage, all you're gonna do is you hit your jump button and you strafe left or right. So what that ends up doing is not only are you changing your horizontal plane, you're changing, horizontal will be this way. Yeah, let's try that again. You're changing your horizontal plane because you're strafing, but you're also jumping, changing that vertical. So essentially what happens is if that guy does track you, he hits toe shots. If that guy doesn't track you, then he misses all of his shots. And not only does he have to track horizontally, he's got to track vertically as well, which is very, very difficult to do. Hit the shot right here. Give me the snipe. Give me the snipe. Not going to hit it. Now let's see how he plays this. Yep, he's going to peek again. So he should push down below. Let's see if he re-engages here. I don't think he should re-engage. In this situation, I probably wait one more circle and see where a circle goes. Well, you got to move to your left here. You 100% have to move to your left. And one thing in solos, wow, he's going to go Rage Serum. No, that guy's still just waiting for you. Let's see if he challenges. Anticipate. Oh, that was actually a really good gunfight right there. You know, that's just tough. They were both using movement well. I think the guy we were watching just missed a few shots in there. And that's where a lot of times it can be tough. But the other enemy, if you notice, that was also jumping, right? So even though once the guy we were watching ended up kind of locking back on and you know, finding that enemy to hit shots again, he was already hitting toe shots. That creates the window for this guy to get the down. And we see that a lot with this 400 health. You know, at first I didn't feel it too much, but there are definitely gunfights that I win simply because of that 400 health. It's tough. They definitely create a little bit more of a skill gap. The good news is today is October 16th. So this Thursday, this mode will be gone. We'll go back to normal Rebirth solos and quads. And, you know, if you're watching this after, of course, you know, you can still apply all of these things. The only thing we're not dealing with is that extra health. So he does have to rotate. I'd rotate early here. He's got a gas mask. This is a tough one because you're technically not in a good position down below either because everywhere is kind of out in the open. 13 kills right here. 13 kills. He's got one down below. You hear him. Go challenge now. 2 down below. Go third party this. Go third party this now. Actually, I'm okay with you committing to gas right here. You just got to hit shots. There you go. The MP40 at that range is tough. So I hope you found today's video helpful. Aim, movement, anticipation, the TTK of your gun. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.